Welcome to Radio Boomers Live, the show about all things human from a baby boomer's perspective. All things hot and all things not. News, reviews, interviews, chat, tech, and what's next. And here are your hosts, Reatha Gray from Betty White's Off Their Rockers and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley.
Good morning, Radio Boomers Live listeners all over the world. Good morning, Reatha.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're with us this morning via Radio Boomers Live, broadcasted on Easy Way Radio, powered by Blog Talk Radio. Welcome.
You got it. Okay. Now, remember, you can now watch us on iHeartRadio. How about that, guys? By going to iHeart.com. Search Easy Way. Now, remember, that's letter E, letter Z. Yeah, now check this out, boy. This is getting exciting on Roku, Apple TV, or Amazon. Now, install iHeart channel, okay? And now, if that's not enough, you know, Reed, this is crazy. This is really going wild. We also have our own channel on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. So search Easy Way, letter E, letter Z, that is. Search Easy Way, guys. You'll be able to download our Easy Way Network mobile app very soon. So, if you want to follow anything,
now when we say see us, you're not actually gonna see us.
No, we don't.
Because
we don't
I do the show from bed. I mean, I don't want to say that, but it's true. But you'll see pictures. You'll see pictures of our guests. You'll get information. And at some point in the near future, you're going to really see us. I'm going to have to get up, go into a studio, and be somewhere.
Tell me about it. You know, so if you want to follow anything we're doing or whatever, go to our easywayinfo.com. It's so simple. Eric's been working super hard. I said, Eric, the simplest solution is usually the best. And he's got it down to a science. It's simple, easy. Go to easywayinfo.com. That's all you got to do. And remember, Easy Way card with all the shows, you know. You go to Easy Way card. We got the letter E, letter Z, Easy Way card. That really helps. Open the door. The doors are open for the nominees for September 12th event. So the Global Elevate Conference and Easy Way Awards Gala, it's going crazy. It's just so exciting. And I hope you can understand me, Reed, because I got sinus issues. I was complaining to Reatha last night about that, but I am inundated with sprays.
Everybody I know has got the frog in the throat. They've got the stuffy nose. It's not to be confused with the coronavirus, but it is a challenge. But that brings us up to our hot topics.
Hot topic time.
Ripped from the headlines, today's hot topic.
My hot topic is Super Tuesday. There's going to be voting all over the country tomorrow. It's really going to weed out the sheep from the goats. It's going to really be decisive, I think, tomorrow. It's going to narrow down that field in the Democrat Party. In California, we're voting a new way. So if you haven't looked at your booklet, look at your booklet. Fill out your voter guide before you get there so it's not so confusing. And you can go to voting polls all over the city. It doesn't have to be your local one. You should have gotten a book, or you can go to lavote.net, get all the information. But the important thing is vote. I don't want to hear anyone say they don't like who the winner was if they didn't vote. So get out and vote. If you haven't registered in California, you can actually register at the polls. So there's no excuse. Get out and vote tomorrow. You can vote today in California, but everybody can vote tomorrow. That's Super Tuesday. What is your hot topic, Jim?
Well, Reatha, I'm just going to reiterate a little bit because this is going around. Reatha and I were talking about the common cold is the top reason. Now, I'm going to reiterate this because they hit you with this before. For missed work and school, it costs billions of dollars spent in combating the runny nose, like I'm dealing with, and all these remedies you have. Well, and I told you the other one, the gentleman did research about zinc. They're telling you, as far as the coronavirus, it is getting out. It's out of China and in different countries. We all know that. So basically, this lady that was in charge of the World Health Organization, she said, don't panic. She said, it's, keep your hands clean and don't be touching, you don't go out and open doors, shake hands, and then rub your face and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to do that. So just keep the hands clean and so on and so forth. Now, I want to, so far, the Dem candidates running for the nomination here, we have some changes going on, so including two of the most recent dropouts, Buttigieg and billionaire Tom Steyer. Steyer really went all out with South Carolina. He's put a lot of money into this. He said he's going to just throw in everything he has, and nothing happens. So he's out. Buttigieg's out. So that basically leaves us with Sanders, who was the lead, but he fell behind in South Carolina, and Biden swept up. He cleaned house with 48%, Bernie 19%, followed by Steyer, who dropped out at 11%, and then Buttigieg at 8%, and he's out. Warren's at 7%, she's hanging in there in Bloomberg. Well, the thing is with Bloomberg, he's got endless pockets. The Colfers had most of them, you're talking about 5 million, 12 million, maybe 15 million, and he's sitting there with 129 million, and he has endless pockets. He doesn't need a dime contributed. He's just got a lot of money to keep going. So Supreme Court says it will again consider whether or not to strike down Obamacare. And, that this is a big issue with the medical. And the Supreme Court leaves President Trump's bump stock. Now, this is, if you don't know what that is, it's a stock of a weapon, leaving the ban in place, or whether or not to do that. It's basically installed on the back of an AK-47. Like, now, why would you want to have a 30-round clip? What are you using this for? I don't think we really need these kind of weapons on the street. Jack Welch, if you remember him, the former General Electric CEO, passed away at 84. Oh, Ruth, I got to take a breath there. 4 days ago, the market fell. Now, the market's been dropping like crazy, and it's been kind of spooky out there. Remember, if you own a stock, the number one rule is always cut your losses short. This means selling a stock when it's down 7% or 8%. So, no one wants to sell for a loss. So if it drops, that's when they get out. And we've had some big drops, Reatha, but, they say overall the economy's strong, and that's helping a lot. And a lot of it's been affected by the virus because it shuts down docks, it shuts down trade, and a lot of people just aren't doing business. So it's made a big impact. So time to move along with a commercial, Reatha. What do you think?
It's commercial time. A word from our sponsors.
Looking to grow and align your brand with celebrities and other established brands? Your brand is all about your entire customer experience. Everything from your logo, your website, your social media experiences, the way you answer the phone, to the way your customers experience your staff. So why not let us help you get your branding right from the start? At Easy Way Promotions, we are a new class of professionals providing first-class online branding, promotion, social media, website development, editing, graphic design, public relations, media, SEO, and online advertising to give your business the competitive edge to stand out. Our highly experienced experts will not only help you increase your online presence, but also provide you with a proven online strategy to help you increase the value of your company and make acquiring new customers easier. So what are you waiting for? Contact us today and let us help you grow your business exponentially.
For more information, contact 424-209-9290 or visit easywaypromotions.com. That's letter E, letter Z. We also encourage you to like our Facebook page at Easy Way Promotions.
Boomers Forever Young is really making a name for themselves as an exciting nutritional company with products that really work. People from all over the country are starting to take notice. Their whole-person approach to health and wellness, combined with their unique array of powerful natural health products, are setting them apart from all the other companies in the nutrition industry. Their customers love the one-on-one free consultations and the results they experience. Sound a little too good to be true? Then go online to boomerboost.com today and sign up for a free consultation with a product specialist, or just give us a call at 1-800-861-4609. Again, that's boomerboost.com, or call 1-800-861-4609 to join the thousands already experiencing the benefits of Boomer's Forever Young products.
Yes, indeed. Boomer Boost gets my motor started. And, guys, we got to just an amazing guy. You're interested in speaking or attracting a crowd or whatever, whether you're a speaker or not, there's no doubt that we'll have, this is interesting stuff, because a lot of people, I want to be a speaker. Well, we all have expertise that can leave an impact in the world once it's shared. As the founder of GetSpeakingGigsNow.com, Leisa Reid mentors business professionals and entrepreneurs who want to make an impact, ultimately attract their ideal clients through speaking. As a speaker herself, Leisa has successfully booked and delivered over 500 speaking engagements. She's passionate about her training and her various levels of speaking experience and messages. She's amazing in this world, so you got to get out your notebook. She believes a great foundation, solid network, and proven strategies can help propel speakers to actualizing their potential, and that's what it's all about. And it's a huge world. Leisa, you on with us?
Excited to be here. Yes, I'm
Leisa
here.
Reid, how are you, Leisa? Thanks for coming on. And I'll tell you what, you got Reatha Gray, Betty White's co-star from Off the Rockers, on with us too. So, Reatha, this is Leisa Reid. I don't know if you guys met before.
I don't think so. Hi, Reatha. How are you?
I'm great, Leisa. How are you doing this morning?
I am awesome. So excited to be here with the two of you on the show today.
Now, we're
excited to have you here.
And we just want to let everybody know we love having Leisa on, but she is not a baby boomer. Her picture looks like she's
That's right.
very, very young. No, she's far away. When you asked how Reatha is and how I am, we always have, yes, we're fine. But if you want to talk to us after the show and find out what's really going on, you're welcome to do that. Anyway, Leisa, I really appreciate you taking the time to come on. We've got OC speakers coming up, and this is, I believe, tomorrow, and you're putting that on. And I'll tell you, what you do, and there's so many people interested in this, getting on stage, but I've also read where actually, look at Leisa Reid. She's an outgoing person. Look at how she gets on stage. And a lot of people's biggest fear is speaking in front of an audience. So were you is there something that got you started in this? Like, what put you on stage to reach out to people like this? Or were you one of these people who say, I was basically shy when I was younger? What's the deal?
I am one of those people who didn't mind speaking. It's not that I need to be on stage all the time, but I do enjoy teaching and facilitating and training. I love helping people transform. So for me, I'm not. There are times that I'm shy, but speaking is not one of those times. I would say that's not me. But I have worked with a lot of speakers who had a different experience than I did, where they did feel shy. But what happens is that you end up getting, when you're passionate about something, like this show, like when you're passionate about sharing a message and making an impact on people, somehow that shyness tends to take a back seat, and the passion starts to take the front seat of like, wow, I could really help somebody if I reached more people. And those are the people that I'm usually talking to. I'm not trying to convince someone to be a speaker if they don't want to be. It's more the people who kind of have that dream, their little seed inside, and they're like, I think I could do this. I have something I'm really excited about. How could I reach more people? Those are the people who I absolutely love working with and can make a big difference for.
So that kind of got you.
So, Leisa, can you help people find their voice? I find that people are passionate about stuff, but they don't really know how to find their voice or get their message out.
Yeah, that's a great question, because what happens, especially when we have decades of experience, we know so much about something. But we can't, if you're going to be speaking, it might be 30 minutes or 60 minutes. So it's not going to be, you're not going to talk about every single thing you know. Most of the time it's me helping, what I call it extracting your brilliance, where it's like, let's extract your brilliance and funnel it into a 30-minute talk, a 60-minute talk. Get your talk ready to rock so that you can feed them enough to where they're excited and satiated, but not so full that they don't want more from you. So it's that editing out, like, all the experience that we have into it that's really powerful.
So do you have, like when you go up on stage, you have your bullet points in your format broken down into what, like 3 segments or 4 segments, so you don't forget?
Yeah,
a lot of people say, oh, I forget what I'm going to say or whatever, but when you're experienced like yourself, you have bullet points, I guess.
Yes, you have bullet points, and then that helps you practice, and that helps you practice is actually the biggest pitfall people tend to fall into. We think, I talk all the time, I don't have to practice. And it's awkward to practice when you're by yourself. Like, there's no audience. Maybe your cat is just looking at you like, why are you talking to me? But I tell my clients, I'm like, I need you to practice minimum 3 times, the whole thing. Like, pretend people are asking you questions and you're interacting with them. And, what would you, it helps you smooth the whole thing out. It's just like driving a stick shift. Like, you got out there, you're going to stall a couple times, but you have to practice. You have to get out there. You can't just read a manual and think you could drive a stick shift. You have to actually get in the car, fail forward, right? But it's better to fail forward when you're by yourself, talking to yourself, practicing versus in front of the group.
It's like they say in sports, practice is the key.
Tell us about the event tomorrow.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. The event tomorrow is in Southern California, so if you're in that area, you got to come by. We are in Capistrano Beach, the website is ocspeakersnetwork.com, so speakers with an S on the end. And so it's from 1 to 3, and all the information is on ocspeakersnetwork.com. Eric Zuley is going to be there. He's talking about how to really magnify your audience, how do you work with your audience, expand your audience. And this is a place where speakers get together and really start to collaborate. They share ideas. You get great expert tips. You get to shake hands with people who you would never meet before. Like, a lot of speakers are just on their own, doing their own thing by themselves in their home office or in another office. They're not together. And when we get together, the room is on fire. Like, all these people who have a passion about something, and they understand each other. Like, oh, yeah, I understand the problems you have. Oh, I understand. Here's some solutions. And we get to exchange that information. It's very powerful. So we'd love to have you out.
So have you been to a lot of speaking engagements where you buy the packages or whatever to learn to improve your on-stage presence, or did you just, basically go online and learn, go to the library? What developed
what did
you
I do?
As far as, yeah.
Well, my bachelor's degree and master's degree are in speech communication. So
me too.
That helps. Oh, good. How fun.
I went to Cal State Fullerton.
Me too.
Communications theory and process and special education at Cal State.
Oh, my goodness. That's so interesting. Yeah, they used to call it speech-comm. Yeah, that's
right.
Cool. I did not know.
I wonder if we graduated the same year.
Yeah, probably.
Give or take 40 years.
Yeah, I did. So I got my master's there. I taught, when I was getting my master's degree, I taught at Cal State Fullerton. I taught interpersonal communication. Yeah, I loved it. So, yeah, like I said, I've never really been shy of being at the front of the room in that regard. And then I would incorporate speaking or training into pretty much every job I could for the next couple decades. And then I was hired to speak for a personal development company, and they gave me what I should, the presentation, but I still had to go out there and do it. And I'd say one of the best things is getting out there and practicing. Again, practice at home first, but then or in your office first, but then you go out there and you meet the most amazing people and you're able to change their lives. It's so powerful. So I'm really there a lot of times as an encourager for people. They get scared and doubt themselves. And I'm here to say that there's someone who needs your message. There's someone who needs to hear what you have to say. You can really make a big difference.
So, like, there's a saying, do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. So once you get on stage, if you have a little hesitancy about that, once you get up there and start going, it helps, right? You doing it more, the more you do it, right? The better you get at it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. Just like anything, the first time you do something, it might be a little clunky, maybe the second time. But each time you do it, it gets easier. You also learn through experience. Like sometimes people are, there's situations that you can't predict are going to happen. I've seen speakers where the power went out, and that's not their fault. It's just the way it works sometimes. Things happen. Or, it's a really loud venue. So you got to be able to roll with the punches, but you can't really do that until you've had enough experience to say, oh, yeah, I've dealt with that one time and pick myself up.
So all the avenues you could take in the speaking world, what do you think is out there that people are really hungry for? I mean, is there particular avenues in the speaking world that you find could be more lucrative to get into if you want to be a speaker?
I think for me, who I help specialize with my academy is people who have a service. Like you have some kind of service. You are a coach. You are maybe you're an author. You have a book. You have a program or a nutritional program that helps people really change their life, and you're excited about it. That's a message you can then share, not in a way that's salesy or not in a way that's not helpful. You're really serving the audience. Then you attract your ideal client. So that's the people that I really like to help, and I think there's a huge market for that. People are really liking to connect with somebody. They want to get to know them, shake their hand, and it develops trust when they're able to do that. So I have a program, it's like called Get Speaking Gigs Now Academy. And what we'll do is we'll actually teach those methods. How would you get on stage? How would you get booked? How would you attract those clients? How do you monetize your message? All those things are super important.
And you've booked over 500 speaking engagements. Well, you've been around the block. Are you an out-of-state, out-of-country person?
No. In fact, this is why it's so exciting. I'm a mom, and I want to be home, and so all of my speaking engagements have been in Southern California. Well, not all of them, but most of them, 90+% of them, because that's how I want to design it. But I have clients who love to travel, and so then we incorporate that. What's so cool about speaking is that you can design it however you want, and then that's part of the strategy that we'll come up with. That's some of the first questions that I'll ask someone is like, well, how do you see this? What do you want it to be for yourself?
I've doing what we do, we meet a lot of speakers and so on and so forth. And I've noticed with the changing times, when Eric got involved in meeting the speaking world, it made a big impact. What he brought to the table as far as speaking and the carpets and the virtual speaking and all that. You've probably noticed that with Eric, right?
Oh, yeah. He is really good at making a huge impact. He is a genius at that.
He's an impactor.
So you still have space for the event tomorrow. Tell us again how people can get in touch and how they can register for tomorrow.
They can go at ocspeakersnetwork.com, and that has all the links and details that they can find. So it's, again, OC Speakers with an S at the end, network.com. And then if they need to reach me directly, they can go to Get Speaking Gigs with an S now.com. So getspeakinggigsnow.com. I have some free tips on there too. So if anyone's out there like, I want to get more speaking gigs, then they can get some of my 5 free tips on how to do that as well.
Oh, cool. Well, we appreciate that. And we appreciate you coming on because we know you're a busy lady, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. Well, I am grateful for your time as well.
So we wish you great success with the event tomorrow. If you're in the Orange County or Southern California area, check it out. Eric Zuley will be there himself. And, Leisa, I know you've got lots of information to get out. We want to thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Leisa.
You too.
Leisa Reid, guys. If you want to get into the speaking world, and come on down to Campo Beach. You just take the 5 freeway if you come from LA all the way down to the Dana Point area. Get off at 1. That's it, and that's PCH, and it's beautiful. She's be speaking right by the ocean. Well, Reatha, interesting stuff. And I don't know. Have you been a speaker, Reatha? You've been on stages?
I've been on stages. I haven't really found my voice. I speak usually about acting because that's what I'm passionate about. But yes,
cool.
I've gone to some of the classes, and it's a speaker. Being a speaker is a whole different world from a regular 9-to-5 job. Let me tell you. But let's move on to our commercial, and then we're going to bring on Carmelita and her corner.
There you go.
Are you tired of doing business the hard way? Is building your business taking too much time and energy? We can help. Introducing your ultimate solution, EasyWay Business Membership. We're a full-service digital marketing solution specializing in branding and marketing, advertising, and introductions to CEOs and influencers that can help your business thrive. Problem solved. Now you can hire our award-winning team to work for your business. We've received many prestigious awards, including the Digital Trailblazer Award by Hollywood Weekly magazine, and we've been recognized by Congress. For just $11 a day, you'll get more exposure, reach more clients by next month, guaranteed. Here's how it works. You pay one low annual fee of $4,000, and you'll receive consulting, branding, marketing, advertising, social media support, product placement, and business introductions to help your business grow exponentially. And if you need more, we offer SEO, commercial, TV exposure, and much more for an additional rate. To recap, for just $11 a day annual membership fee, you'll receive branding, consulting, business-to-business introductions, advertising, and social media support. But don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers say.
We've been working with EasyWay Eric for the last 6 months, and literally we are slammed with work for 2 months straight, so his marketing definitely works.
To learn more, visit EasyWayNetwork.com or contact us at 877-399-2929. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Facebook at EasyWay Network, Twitter at EasyWay Broadcast, and YouTube at EasyWay TV.
You are about to experience Carmelita's Corner. Carmelita's song Rosebud made it to the top 40s with the godfather of soul, James Brown. She's the founder of the Rose Breast Cancer Society. Now here's your host, Carmelita Pittman.
Good morning, everyone. And it's a good morning wherever you are. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. I've got a great guest lined up for you today. He is the former lead singer of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he is an inductee. He's the former lead singer of the Impressions, and he has a great tribute group to the Temptations, the Temptations Review. He has one of the most powerful voices in R&B, Nate Evans, who was selected by the original Temptations lead singers Eddie Kendricks, David Rubin, and Dennis Edwards to join the group of original singers. And now we have him lined up to talk to you today. Nate Evans, welcome.
Hello, Carmelita. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing even better now that you're here. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. I mean, we have only a short time, but you have such an amazing background, and you're one of the best singers that I've heard in R&B, and for good reason that you were selected to be in the original lead singers group. Can you tell us how you came to be in that group?
Well, what happened actually, I was, as you know, the lead singer of the Impressions, along with Fred, Sam, Curtis, Jerry Butler, all of us. And, Jerry and Curtis and myself went our separate ways, and they got somebody else, because I guess all three of us wanted to be vocalists, individual singers. But we all came together a lot of times, to do shows, reunion shows. And Eddie Kendricks and myself, we were friends, we were running buddies. And he called me one day and he asked me, he said, "Hey, how would you like to join the Temptations?" And I started laughing. I said, what about Otis and Melvin and Ollie? He said, well, they'll be around, but this is going to be me and Dennis, David Ruffin, and we're including you. I thought it was a great idea, so, I said yes, and I joined them, and we started rolling.
All right. Well, it sounds great to me. I've been looking at your material on the YouTube, which people can go and see, and you do a remarkable tribute. And of course, Jerry and I have seen you in person at Las Vegas, and you have been at so many different venues, some of the major venues. And right now you're currently in Branson, Missouri at the Dick Clark American Bandstand, and I know that's a big deal. Can you tell us how long you're going to be there and what's on the agenda?
Well, it's kind of like a 4 months residency here. We leave here and then we go to Myrtle Beach, and we leave there and we go to Vegas. So we're traveling all the time. We try to, along with Otis and his wonderful group, we try to keep the sounds of the Temptations alive, all of us, because, a lot of the guys have gone, David and Eddie and Melvin and Richard and so many, but we're just trying to keep the sound alive.
Well, you're doing a great job of it, and, that must be an amazing lifestyle, to get on board and then, heading from one place to the other. I think you've probably covered most of the country, and when we spoke this morning, you were telling me that at that particular time you were in England. Yes.
Well, we, with Eddie, David, and Dennis, you get a chance to go everywhere, and David Ruffin, of course, he was a major part of that. He was the first one, to lead the group because of a drug overdose, when we missed him a lot, and we just replaced him, and we kept going. And then when Eddie passed from cancer, we replaced him, and we kept going. And that left Dennis Edwards and myself. We replaced him and kept going. As I said, we tried to keep the sound alive because most of the music out here today, I don't understand a lot of it because I guess it's just another time. I once spoke to Chuck Berry, and I asked him when he was going to record a new record. And he started laughing. He said, "A new record?" I said, "Are you going to record a new record, Chuck?" He said, "No, he's not going to record a new record because his time for records are gone. The music has changed too much." Eugene Record, the writer and producer of the Shy-Lights and lead singer, of course, of Shy-Lights, decided the same thing. So a lot of us, from the days of all the great groups, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes and just all the great groups, the sound has changed. So we're just trying to keep the sound alive with a lot of groups. The Dramatics, everybody's out here, the Manhattans, we're trying to keep that sound alive,
Well, it definitely is a major sound, and for those people who do tune in on PBS, the public station, Channel 3 out here. Last night, I just happened to turn it on, and they had a tribute to the rock and roll, the soul sounds, and those groups that you just mentioned. A lot of those groups, I found myself singing along, like some of my favorite songs. And, it's so great that it's being kept alive, on that network. They're doing things to, encourage the people to let their youngsters hear this so that we can keep that sound alive. It is a definite sound that is unlike any other, and it definitely needs to be kept alive.
Well, I'm glad to be a part of that because a lot of the music today, if a guy, an individual singer, a vocalist, if he's making a record, sometimes it's recorded in a way that you can't understand what he's saying, and when you do understand what he's saying, you may not want to hear it.
That's true. That's very true.
So today we, back in the day, we talked about love, and we talked about how beautiful a girl was, and we talked about, our love for, just our love for how much we cared for and things like that. Today they talk about something totally different, and we'd like to get away from that and show the respect that men should have for ladies in this day and time, without the
absolutely, yes. I want to talk about our friend. He's gone on to a better world, Ollie Woodson. When I was still teaching school, our friend Vonnie Hilton Sweeney, who I met you through, introduced my husband to him. We were the first couple that he met when he came out here from Atlanta. And we struck up a friendship, and during that time, since I was teaching school, of course, I always took the opportunity to try to expose my kids to culture and what have you. And he was generous enough to let us meet him where Otis, the original leader of the Temptations, had his home, and so my students went with me to the home of Otis where Ollie was staying at that time, and he actually sang us Treat Her Like a Lady, and he had not actually recorded it yet, but it was so amazing to hear him singing this to my students. Of course, they flew out of there on cloud nine. Of course, that was another one of the hits for the Temptations. But
right.
It was such an amazing time. And I know you were talking to me about your friendship with Ollie, and you mentioned to me about how it was difficult for you to see any videos of him after he left the planet.
Well, I probably should be stronger, but Ollie Woodson and I were very, very close. And so, like I said, since he's been gone, I don't listen to his music, and I hope one day to be able to. But as I said, we were just real, real close, and he was just one of the most powerful voices, one of the greatest singers. Otis Williams does have that gift of having great lead singers, like Dennis Edwards, Ollie Woodson, Eddie Kendricks, David Ruffin. Those guys were just powerful singers, and it's hard to find guys like that, But I just, like I say, I miss Ollie Woodson a lot, but we must keep going, and I try to do so.
Yeah, I know we've just lost another member of our group, Janae Dubois from Good Times, and I'm hoping that somehow we can all get together. And speaking of getting together, I was thinking of reaching out to Ollie's Juanita. She was part of our group, and haven't talked to her in a while, but I saw her at one of the get-togethers that they have for Motown. You know, they have a get-together sometimes, and she was there. And, you know, sometimes we do get a chance to run into people like that, you know. But when Ollie first came out, for a while, you know, we were kind of in touch. And when I sang one time for this review out in Hollywood, Bonnie brought Ollie, and she brought Ronaldo Ray and a bunch of other folks out there just to see my show. And the next thing I know, Ollie wound up there with me. You know, we were singing a duet. It was like, wow, it was not planned, but it was a wonderful experience. And then we actually did do something together, a song by James Ingram with Patty Austin. It's one of my favorite songs. And we sang that at Freddie Jett's Piper when Renee Gibson had her event there that evening, and so we wound up doing that song. But I've always looked forward to singing again with Ollie. I never did get a good chance, but, you know, it was just wonderful singing a duet with him.
Yeah, we did. He and I did a lot of that, you know, even before we came, before we got to California. We just did a lot of that. We sung. Ollie Woodson couldn't go into a club and there was a band and he didn't sing. It was never about the money to him unless he was actually working. He came in there to work. Otherwise, if the band was there, if it was 10 people in the house, 1,000 people in the house, he wanted to sing. And that was always a pleasure to listen to.
Oh, I know. You know, he came over here one time to our home, and we have a piano, and he put on a concert with nobody here but just us, you know. And our godson, and it was like amazing, right here in our living room, you know. And he was amazing.
Well, I just like I said, you know, it was a trip because when both groups were out at the same time, David Ruffin, Eddie, myself, Dennis, and Otis's Temptations, we met up in Vegas, and we were at the Sands, and they were at, I believe, the Hilton. And, you know, so you had both groups in town at the same time. But it wasn't a problem, you know. There was a lot of people in Vegas, and we had enough Motown and Temptations for everybody.
Yeah, wow. Well, they sure did. So anyway, we're getting ready to, as I always say, get on our horse now and ride off in the sunset. But before we go, I want the audience to know about your latest project, and we're going to be looking forward to having you come back so that they can hear that on our show. But please let them know about it.
Well, we're just, right now we do a lot of traveling. We do a lot of traveling, and we're recording. We're recording because I guess I'd like to see the music change. I don't know if it can much, but at least we can give it a good try. Guys like L.J. Reynolds are still out here. You know, we've lost so many people like the Dales, you know, and the Blue Notes, but I'm trying to just keep the music alive, just keep the sound alive, just have some kind of conscious of what we're saying, and we're going to keep doing that. And as soon as the new album is called Nate Evans for the Grown and Sexy, and I'm not saying I'm grown and sexy. I am grown, but it's for the grown. It's for the grown and sexy.
Okay, Nate. Well, listen, you just keep on keeping on doing what you're doing. I'm so blessed to have you as a guest today on Carmelita's Corner on the Easy Way Broadcasting Network, and we will be asking you to come back again, and thank you again.
Thank you, Carmelita. Say hello to Jerry for me, please.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Smartphone, cell phone, PC, Mac, tablet, iPad. That's right. It's tech time.
Actually, today we have a second guest on the show, so we're going to skip over Tech Time. We're going to skip over Jim's Gems, and we're going to go straight to our second guest.
Yes,
and our second guest is Kenneth Bradley Jr.
We're going to have
hello.
Jim, you going to introduce him? Hello, Kenneth. Jim, you want to introduce him?
Yes, indeed. Hello, Kenneth. Thank you for coming on the show. And you're just a helping type person. Basically, he's a 17-year military veteran and devoted family man, of course. He's 1 year after retirement, he founded investment company KTA Investments. And it's different, guys. Listen to this. It's a group with the focus not on investing in the traditional sense, but investing into people and communities. He developed the idea for My 10-Minute Stories while stationed at Fort Bliss. Well, I'll tell you what, congratulations, Kenneth, because this is some interesting stuff. And I'm reading over your bio, and it's just one of those bios that you have so much stuff going on in your life, we wouldn't have time to talk to you if I finished reading everything. But thank you for your service, and you're from Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. I did my AIT down there in Georgia for military police. And a beautiful country down there, I'll tell you.
Thank you, Jim. Reatha, it's an honor to be a part of your show. First of all, thank you for your service. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's a tremendous life.
It is. And so how come you stepped out, Kenneth? Because you could have went about your business, but you really took a few steps backwards and regrouped and put all this together, and now you're it helps a lot of people. The 10-minute stories that you give and everything, and it's a different type of investment group. What put that together in your head? That
it is well, my military career ended a bit prematurely due to injury. The mind and the spirit was still willing to serve, but the body just couldn't hold up anymore. So I ended up being medically retired in 2018. And because it was so abrupt, I didn't really have a follow-on plan. So I spent about 6 or 7 months kind of bouncing back from job to job, trying to refocus myself and find my passion. And while I was doing it, I realized that I'm not the only veteran in this predicament. You know, obviously, if there's one, there's always another. So that kind of what led me on this journey of self-development and establishing myself.
If you don't mind me asking, if you want to share, what happened in the military?
Yeah, so just after a couple of deployments, some PTSD issues, some body wear and tear, just kind of took the best of me, and I wasn't in a good place. So but, in 2018, I'm sorry, say again.
What actually happened? Did you have a landmine, or did you have a IUD, or what in particular, if you want to share that?
No, just a series of different events. I was in Iraq 5 times in the first 10 years of my career, so it was a little bit of back and forth, and I lost a couple of friends that were very close to me, and I mean just event after event, and then you couple that with trying to come back and be, I guess, regular, if that makes sense. It just takes a toll on the body, physically and mentally, and unfortunately, I couldn't hold up.
Well, you have just the worry, because it's like here you just do your thing, and you got to worry about you get your driving out there, and that's a situation in itself. But back there, I mean, you got to watch where you step sometimes. You got to watch about opening a door if you're researching, checking out an area. Is it booby trapped? Is there a wire? You got to be careful about picking up. Like in World War II, they had the samurai swords laying on the ground, and the guy'd pick it up and pull the sword out of the sheath, and boom, they had a wire to go off. So these kind of things add to the stress, don't they?
Oh yeah, there was my fair share of fun incidents, I like to call them. gotten real familiar with Chinese 122 millimeter mortars, and then little rocket systems. So we had an adventurous time, if you will.
So you have your situation with 10-minute stories. What's that like? What's that about?
Well, the premise of the show, first of all, is to give a platform to guys like me who've served, so that they can promote and grow their business, right? And then secondly, we want to preserve those stories that you don't find in the history books. Our one key point is our tagline, and it says, "Extraordinary stories told by ordinary people." And basically what that means is everyone has great stories about incidents, right? You can take an incident like 9/11. What we know in the history book is one thing, but what I was interested in, what led me on this path is, how did that affect the people on the ground? How did that affect that postman that was delivering mail that day who didn't make it to the building? Those are the stories that I decided to go after, and then we kind of evolved after that.
Oh, that's interesting. I have to introduce you to we had breakfast with some of the old World War II Korean War guys, and there was like 30 of us. Now there's like 12 or 15 left, and most of the World War II guys all have stage 4 something. So your show now, you're kind of with the Easy Way Network. How's that working out for you with the Easy Way TV?
It's been very beneficial so far. I've only been with the Easy Way for a month, and I tell you, this month alone has transformed my entire experience. A lot of it was trial and error, me trying to grind and get it going on my own. But once I linked up with Easy Way, the amount of support that I've been receiving has been tremendous.
Eric's unique, to say the least.
Oh, definitely.
But
he is.
But
he is more than advertised.
Yeah. So you have.
Can anyone do it?
Go ahead.
Can anyone do a 10-minute story?
Yes, ma'am. So the primary focus is obviously our veterans, our service members, our spouses, first responders, and our LEOs. But I also have expanded it to the boomers and then just community leaders in general. One thing that sticks out to me, that was an old African proverb, right? It says, when an elder dies, a library dies with him. So what I kind of want to focus on is I want to hold those stories. I want to continue the tradition of passing those stories down through oration, and then that's kind of how I envision this thing evolving.
And in the stories you hear, Kenneth, just briefly, what stands out that you see that's coming out of the minds of these veterans that you have on? What kind of like the top concerns? We hear the PTSD and so on and so forth. I'm a veteran, but what have you heard that kind of stands out in your mind?
Well, not necessarily the concerns, which is interesting. What I found is just a tremendous amount of resiliency and the will to not give up. A lot of guys come back and then they find themselves on the backside, and that's a common thread within the Leo and first responder community. They have an absolute resolve, man, that is unmatched. And to hear those guys' story of perseverance, one story that stuck out particularly was the guy that I interviewed in Atlanta. He got a general discharge due to some issues from his time overseas, much like me. But this young man overcame homelessness, a prescription drug addiction, multiple failed marriages, and a plethora of injuries. And this guy now owns a successful franchise in one of the largest metropolitan areas in the country. It is just astounding. We initially set up for a 1-hour interview, and we ended up doing 5 sessions at about 90 minutes each, because every time I interviewed this guy, we just got deeper, and I became more enthralled with his story. And it was just an amazing story of redemption and comeback.
So your mother gave you good advice by going through the eyes of other people and their stories.
Right. So growing up in the South, we would we only had one TV, and the reception didn't really work too well. So to entertain ourselves, we would sit around the fire, and our grandmother would tell us stories. And I've kind of always been fond of just listening. I was always enamored with just the ability to orate and to pull people in with stories. So that kind of from the beginning, I guess it was kind of my destiny to lead on this path. It just took me a while to express it.
So all the stories aren't just 10 minutes. Some of the stories clearly are deeper than 10 minutes long.
Well, yes, ma'am. So initially when we got started, it was just a simple YouTube channel where I would post 10-minute stories or 10-minute snippets, just kind of getting out. It was just me, my camera phone, and a little webcam and a microphone. And I would have guys come in, and we just kind of sit around the fire and just tell stories. And then as it evolved, it just grew bigger and bigger to now where it's just I have this hard drive full of data and archives that I can't wait to put on the network.
Huh.
And that's going to be coming out on the Easy Way Broadcasting Network.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you get ready to rock and roll, because when you attach to Eric and the Easy Way, boy, it's like a spaceship taking off. I got some guys if you want me to bring them on, and some vets, men and women. If you want, I'll keep in contact with you, and I can bring in some World War II guys, some Korean War guys, and we can chat a little.
Yeah, that will be amazing. We actually developed, mentally got the idea back when I was in El Paso, Texas. We would go down to the Texas Veterans Home, and it was just kind of our way to do community service and volunteering. And we would spend a couple of hours a week down at the Veterans Home, and you would be amazed at the stories you hear from these guys. I mean, it was an absolute treasure trove of information. And I just got to talking to one of my buddies, and I was like, man, somebody else needs to hear this. These are amazing stories, and as these guys pass away, we lose them. And so we just kind of started recording it, and that's how it started.
And, and that's just like you said, these, if you want to talk to these guys and get the story from the horse's mouth and chat with them and stuff, you better get moving, because, I brought one of them down to the carrier down there at the Midway, and they all appreciated it. They got pictures of it. But, it's like they were in their 20s back in 1940. So they're getting older. And I don't know how many more years they're going to be around, but I'm looking forward to contacting you. I'm going to get some of them on your show. Are you based out in L.A. now?
I am not. We are based in Columbia, South Carolina. However, I have
you're in South Carolina.
Ticket and will travel.
Okay,
that's one of the beautiful parts of it, being able to go around the country and just meet people from all walks of life, man, and hearing their story. It's so fascinating.
Oh, exactly.
So if
Kenneth,
people want to get in touch with you, or if people want to get in touch with you or check out some of the your websites, how can they get in touch with you?
Yes, ma'am. Thanks for asking. They can find us at www.my10minutestories.com, or they can catch us on Facebook at 10 Minute Stories. We're in the process of rebranding and redeveloping the website so that it fits better on the Easy Way platform. But once we are back up and rocking, those guys can go in and kind of see the story as it evolved from the beginning to a guy in a webcam all the way up to us doing a top-notch 30-minute production. It's been an incredible journey.
Boy, I bet you're glad you got this thing rolling, huh?
I am excited, and it started as a labor of love, man. But I mean, now it's developed into a passion that I just can't get enough of.
Thank you, Mom, huh?
Absolutely.
Well, Kenneth, thank you for coming on, and we're going to be touching base. We're going to be, you're on with the Easy Way team now. You're part of the family, and it's going to rock and roll. So. www.my10minutestory.com, and we're going to be talking more to Kenneth and getting him back on the show and hearing more stories. But thank you, Kenneth, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you guys so much. It's a pleasure.
It was a pleasure having you on.
Interesting stories, I'll tell you, to say the least. But I'm going to try. There's a couple things I want to mention that. I'm going to see if I can get Eric, and when I say that, it's because he's not around a lot. He's moving and rocking and rolling. But I put out a couple texts and notes to the engineer, see if he can contact him. We're going to see if we can bring him on and touch base a little bit about what's going on. Because, as you know, Reatha, the Easy Way Awards Gold Gala and the Global Elevate Conference in Newport's coming up, which you'll be there. I think we got them coming up in September. So that's going to be really exciting. That's going to be Eric. Let's see if we got Eric. Eric, you on with us? Radio Boomers Live. Calling Eric.
Where there is theme music, there is Eric Zuley.
Always.
There you go.
Always.
There we go. Hey, Eric.
Hey,
You
Dad.
got Reatha and I again. We're on Radio Boomers Live, rock and roll, and we just talked to Kenneth Bradley Jr. and we had Leisa Reid on. A great show today. A lot of fun, a lot of interesting comments, and just interesting and inspiring, basically. So hit us up with about what's going on here. We got our event tomorrow, OC Speakers Network. What else is going on?
Well, yeah, definitely. I wanted to make sure I popped in and say hello to all the Radio Boomers Live and Easy Way family. I appreciate you guys so much because it's you guys that help us grow. And as far as that goes, and actually before I get started, I want to say thank you to iHeartRadio as well, Player FM, and all the syndication that is supporting us. I mean, it's so cool to actually go on Roku and Amazon and Apple TV, go on iHeartRadio and see our network, and also my show, Easy Talk Live, is on iHeart now too. So we appreciate all the support. So yeah, because we appreciate the support, we do. If people don't know, we do an annual event. We're going to do this every year. Last year we did the Easy Way Awards Golden Gala at the Center Club with a sold-out 250 people, 35-foot gold carpet, and a lot of amazing people that supported. We're getting ready to do that again this year.
Remember that?
Which is going to be at the
audience.
Yes, definitely. It was the who's who, and it's going to be at the Easy Way, the Newport Beach Marriott Resort in Fashion Island. That's kind of like the Beverly Hills of Orange County for those of you guys that might not be out here. And so basically, we're getting ready to open up nominations. So we're going to be looking for people to recognize and nominate, and we have 4 people per category. And we have like Health Professional of the Year, Online Superhero, Businesswoman of the Year, Businessman of the Year, and so many other categories. And so we're going to be looking for the people to nominate, and we're opening that up this month. We're going to be announcing it at the Best U Expo. If you guys don't know about the Best U Expo, it's a very large convention. It's a big expo. It's happening at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And like Leisa said, which is one of our clients, and hopefully going to be doing a show with us soon, and her speaking gigs now is just rocking. I mean, come on, 500 people, man. She's helped 500 people get on stages and learn all the tips and tricks. We're blessed to have her. So I'll be speaking at her OC Speakers Network to get speaking gigs now tomorrow. So if anybody's in the Orange County area, we will be there. And we have about 20 of the Easy Way family coming down, and even Denise. By the way, props to Denise, too. I know that a lot of people give me credit because obviously I'm the face of Easy Way. But, I can't do what I do without Denise and Dante and yourself, Dad, and Reatha and Angelique and all of our production.
Great team.
The team is just
what's amazing about the team, Denise with her abilities with the technical and the TV and all that stuff. And, Reatha, we all know Reatha's abilities. She can skydive and snorkel, all that kind of stuff, of course, and twerk. But, we have with Angelique with the magazine and all that. And, I talk to the people. They're helping with the events and that. But little do I know all the talents they have on the side with the singing, and they know how to play instruments, and they know how to do all this stuff. It's really exciting when we get all together, and we're going to be together tomorrow with the OC Speakers.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me as well. We have the magazine. Angelique did a great job with that. We're already working on next issue, and for all the Easy Way family, all the listeners out there, all the new people that are coming on board with the tribe, the community, we have a lot of media vehicles to push and give you exposure, put you out there, which is our magazine, our radio station, as well as our television network, reaching a lot of people. And so there's always opportunities through the Easy Way Wall of Fame. So easywaywall.com, letter E, letter Z, waywall.com. And then there's a point.
You got it to where it goes to easywayinfo.com. That's so convenient, and it's easy to remember, and you just go right to it. and it takes you to the Easy Way card, and it's just, I love it. It's so clear.
Yeah, so we appreciate Easy Card for sponsoring us, getting involved with us. We JV'd with them, and it's a very, very simple tool. I'll be talking about that a little bit tomorrow too. And so everything that we do is on there. And then anybody that wants us to, if there's anything in particular that you guys want from us that we should put on there, please email us at Easyway Network, letter E, letter Z, easywaynetwork@gmail.com, or call us at 877-399-2929, because we want to have that be the vehicle that we engage with you guys. We want to have that be the vehicle for you to know what's going on. All the events that we have coming up until September actually, is on there right now under the RSVP section. All of our shows and how to get to the shows and listen to the shows is on there. And we'll be adding the magazine pretty soon. And we're trying to make it as simple as we can for you guys to follow the network. And everything is on Easy Way Broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's the ultimate, that's what we do. We broadcast, so Easy Way Broadcasting. And then easywaybroadcasting.com.
And we got the Radio Boomers Live gets out there more now, right? Because we're looking at it on the big screen and the regular television, and you can go on, and that's fun.
Well, yeah, that's what I was talking about is through iHeartRadio, which is one of the biggest platforms in Southern California as far as radio goes. They do the KISS FM and some of the biggest concerts with some of the biggest A-list celebrities that are pop stars, and they're really like a pop station. But iHeartRadio is starting to really take over the podcasting circuit, and so they sometimes will pick up certain podcasts, our station. And that's the thing is we're not just a one show, we're a station. We can get multiple shows on iHeart, Player FM, Spotify, and so many others. And so, yeah, you can go on Roku or Amazon or Apple TV, I believe, and then you can install the iHeartRadio app, and then you'll find us by searching Easy Way, as well as my show, Easy Talk Live, which is pretty incredible because that now means that when we, all the people that were on today's show right now as we're talking, that's going to be on iHeart. So we'll be able to put that link out. You guys can follow the iHeart podcast on the Easy Way iHeart podcast, and we'll be, rocking and rolling and supporting them. They'll be supporting us.
Hard work and perseverance, when they say that pays off, you are a total example because I can't, I just never seen anybody grind like you do. It's just morning until night, until late night, early morning, just burning up the computer and connecting people. And it's interesting when I hear people, it really transforms their lives. It makes such a difference. And it's a different type of business. It brings excitement in their lives. They're doing TV stations, radio stations, blogs, whatever it is. And they're meeting so many people, so it is a life changer, that's for sure. But
thank you. Well, you can go to Easyway again, easywayinfo.com, and you can go into testimonials that it's there. A lot of the people we've helped, and we've helped hundreds. We hope to get it to the thousands, and we have hundreds of clients and members that are kind of doing it the Easy Way, and it's working for them. And like I said, we're getting ready for the big award show, guys. So. And thank you for those kind words, Dad. I appreciate it. The award show is going to be on September 12th. We also have the IHP Global Elevate Conference in conjunction with that, which is the 9th through the 13th. We're doing praise and worship, business seminars, breakout rooms, so much stuff. So if you want to learn how to accelerate your audience and build a list and make money, we're one of the best at doing that. And then also affiliate marketing is another big one. So I'll be talking about some pretty cool stuff and some pretty awesome secrets that I've learned. And I think you guys will really enjoy it. So hopefully you can come down, go to easywayinfo.com, click on RSVP, and then you can just follow that.
Ready to rock and roll.
See you down there tomorrow. And then also my book. I'll be releasing my book on March 20th. My birthday is March 18th, so if you guys want to come down and celebrate with me on March 20th at the Best U Expo, I have free tickets for everybody. So just get in contact with me. You know how, or text invite to the number 59925, and or go to easywayinfo.com.
It sounds good. Well, thank you, Eric, and this is exciting, and it's been an amazing show, and we want to thank everybody for listening in, and just jump on the wagon here, guys, because it's an easy way ride. It's really exciting, and thank you, Eric, and Reatha. I'll tell you what, it's
no problem, guys. I'm gonna take off. Okay, bye, Reatha. Bye, Dan.
All right, thank you, Eric. Reatha, it's a totally different age, isn't it? And
It is, but we're keeping up with it. We're baby boomers in the know.
That's right. You know, I'm. It helped when I transitioned my phone to the flip phone to the new iPhone. And what do you think, Reatha? Is this with the new deal with the 5 gigabytes or whatever it is? Do you think that's going to be a big hit? Everybody's going to be transforming over to the new iPhone.
Well, I've got the iPhone 10, so I'm going to be satisfied with that for a while. But it really was heartwarming to me. My grandson came over because he needed to use my computer because I've got the newest equipment in the family. So I may be a baby boomer, but I keep up.
Yeah, and you know, I put my Zorb on. I got my little Zorb out. We got to get you one of those. It kind of protects the phone a little bit, protects you from the phone or however it works. Zorb, and it's you know, they've shown a lot of this, and we want everybody to be healthy using all these electronic instruments. But you know, Reatha, it's a new age, and you can resource what you do, whether you're a speaker or whatever the business you're in, entertainment. What you're doing can get out there so much more now. And when you keep up with this technology, I mean, some people didn't. You know, I've got a big shopping center out here, and it was really busy. And now it's not only closed; they're tearing down some of the buildings and they're putting stuff that fits into whatever the new age is. You know, stuff that.
Yeah, I know it's totally different nowadays, but it's you know it's change of times just as it has before. My grandmother used to tell me about how she rode her pony around. Her pony and wagon, you know, and now we've gone to the moon and back. So what can I say? But we are definitely out of time. I've got places to go and people to see. So I'm ready to sign off, and we look forward to seeing everybody next Monday morning, 10 a.m. You can listen to the podcast on iHeartRadio, Roku, Apple TV. Just look for letter E, letter Z, Easy Way, and Jim and I will pop up, Eric will pop up.
You got it, Reatha, and I'll be back. EasyWayInfo.com, letter E, letter Z, and keep up with everything. Until then, keep moving, keep the faith, and we'll be talking to you next Monday morning. Radio Boomers Live, signing out.
Thank you for listening to Radio Boomers Live with your hosts, Reatha Gray, Star Betty White's Off Their Rockers, and Easy's dad, Jim Zuley. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at Radio Boomers Live. Radio Boomers Live is brought to you by the Easy Way Broadcasting Network. That's the letter E, the letter Z, Broadcasting Network.